Hello, Taurus. How are you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Solari Tarot. It's Greg here. I'm here to do just a reading for you from now till the end of July. You guys, obviously, I've taken some time off. I took about a month and a half off, a little over, almost two. Folks, without being discreet, I really just have to say I had a big tower moment in my life. And it was really painful, and a lot went on, and I had to kind of go into hermit mode and restructure and replan and rethink and realign and rebirth, really. It was a really painful moment in my life. I needed that time alone. You know, if I can't offer you guys real messages, I don't want to offer you bullshit just because. So my energy wasn't there. I really couldn't do it, but I'm here now. Thanks for letting me come back. Let's go ahead and get started. I don't want to waste too much time. If you do want to check out a video about what happened to me and why I was gone for a month and a half, there is a link in the description box below to a video I posted today. Just kind of giving you just a general update without going into specifics about my life. I don't think I need to do that, but all right. As well as any other information you may need. It is early in the morning here. It's about 9:30, 9:50. I'm drinking out of a Christmas mug. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to pull from a couple oracle decks, and then we'll pull tarot as well. What's the message for Taurus for the rest of July? Taurus, how has retrograde been for you? Let me know in the comments how that retrograde is treating you. What's our message for Taurus? What's our message for Taurus? What's our message for Taurus for the rest of July? What's our message for Taurus? Taurus energy. What's the message for the rest of July? Okay. We have two cards out. Interesting because I just did Virgo and they pulled this card as well. The first one out is Zombie. Control. You know, but this card is coming out differently for you though, Taurus. This is talking about the control that you do have. For Virgo, I think it was a little bit different. I think it was an idea of control that was not necessarily true. But for you, I think it's a little different. I think it is that you have had control in your past. I'm not certain that you do right now. I think that there could be some shaky energy, Taurus, around you. This is retrograde, so there's shaky energy for everybody, you know. It's pretty common during retrograde for people to start popping out of the woodworks and your technology starts breaking down and, you know, somebody steals your identity. Trust me, it happened to me. You know, you just never know what's going to come at you next, right? So, but in some sort of way, I think that you guys have had moments in your life where you were very much in control and it wasn't hard. It was certainly divine masculine control, but it was not narcissistic control or mindless. It was, you know, you guys sometimes, Taurians are really grounded in their ideals with where they are, what they believe, what's going on around them. They're pretty educated on it all. Because the second card that you have out here is the Lamp, Remembrance. I also see this card kind of as a self-honoring card, or an honoring of ancestors, or an honoring of tradition. Remembrance. For you, this is remembering the control that you have had. And I think in the spiritual community, especially when it comes to the law of attraction, we don't like to use the word control in a positive way very often, do we? But let's face it, there are times in life where we are in control, at least of what we can control. You know, I think to just be floating in the wind is something that entities do in other dimensions. But here on planet Earth, we certainly have to honor our sense of extension. Perhaps not overextension, but definitely extension. Remembering that we have been strong in our life and remembering all of the things that we have seen, or using our past in a way to empower us, to get us on stable ground again. Looking back at what we've been through and how crazy it was, and how now we don't really feel as impacted by a situation 2 years later as we perhaps did within the 2 weeks that some sort of situation occurred. Now I think there's a coming back to of control for you. And I think that that's a great energy, Taurus, because hell yeah, you're probably the first sign I've seen in the retrograde that's finding their own control. Everybody is out here spindling. Tell me about Taurus. Talk to me about Taurus. Talk to me about Taurus. This is a goddess card, you guys. Taurus, rest of July. Okay, whoa, 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 okay. Okay, those are the ones that wanted to come out. Dear God, you have 4 cards here, Taurus. That's a little excessive, Spirit. First, we have Dana, the High Priestess. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. I'm sensing a strong Taurian here. I'm sensing a very spiritually attuned Taurian, a watery Taurian almost. Somebody, this Taurian could have Cancer, Scorpio, particularly Pisces maybe, in their moon rising. But also, I want to talk about the next 3 energies, because we have Kali, which is endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. So we normally do see this when we're shifting into a bigger cycle. And we also, a lot of us are shifting into new cycles with this retrograde, right? We've been kind of asked in some sort of way to purge. You guys hear the locusts? They just started screaming. That could be something for you. I don't know. Do you like locusts? What does it represent? I don't know. Check it out. But I do want to talk about this new cycle, because particularly in whatever cycle it is that you're shifting into now, Taurus, you're more protected than you were before. You're stronger than before. Something is coming. Really nice. You have Guardian, Artemis. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. There's this sense of control and guardianship. There's this strong archetype within you right now, Taurus. It's actually one of the more regal energies I've seen. It's really a very divine masculine energy here for you this week, moving into the beginning of August. And that's great, even if we're women, of course. Remember, divine masculine and feminine are a part of all of us, regardless of our gender. And they both must be balanced and utilized. And it looks like for you guys here, Taurus, you're in check with both. But you've got that divine feminine bringing miracles in. You have Mother Mary here. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. This is like, I don't know, it's like I am seeing someone praying here. Just like, give me... Why am I hearing something like, let me be my old self again? Or, I want to be the person that I was before. When you know that you can never be the person that you were before, you should never want to be the person that you were before, even if you feel worse than before. Certainly, you could learn something from your past self, and I think that's why remembrance is here for these Taurians who think that they were better before. You've always been awesome. And the Spirit kind of wants to say that. Expect a miracle. You're protected. You're safe. You're moving into a stronger cycle here. And it's very regal. And it's very... let me put it this way. Any gifts or blessings that are coming in this new cycle are well-deserved, Taurus, even if you feel like they aren't. That's really, really nice energy, guys. Let's go ahead and pull you some tarot cards. What's the message for Taurus for the rest of July? What messages do we have from the tarot for Taurus? Taurus, what's the message? First off, we have the Chariot. Yeah, once again with that regal, really disciplined, willful, Magician. Just very willful, very straight ahead, very focused, very controlled, really, very controlled. There's there's a strong sense of control. Sorry for that Office Depot advertisement. This video is not sponsored by Office Depot. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands here as well. Give me a minute with this. I want to say that the energy prevalently, Taurus, is really referring to this strong sense of regulated success that is coming. It's very regal, it's very planned, it's very well-deserved. You are creating something. Particularly something that's going to make you happy and complete some sort of cycle or bring you back in to a dynamic that is contenting for you, something you really feel good about. There's good feelings here. Now, with that being said, for some of you, there is a love offer. This could be with an Aries. Could be with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. For some of you, this could be a love offer. Somebody with just a familiar energy. I know you, you know me, we've done this before. This is also special with what we are. Very special energy. When I see the Four of Wands and the Knight of Cups, it's quite precious. It can be a very beautiful relationship. There could be a very beautiful relationship coming in here for you. With Mother Mary, this could be expecting a miracle. And I almost want to say that's kind of what the reading is about. And you think it's a miracle, right? But it's just your alignment because you've been so focused and controlled, and things are coming in for you. What other messages do we have for Taurus? This is a very structured energy. I really love it, actually. It's like, okay, but there is a little resistance going on here. Because we have the Hermit in reverse with the Seven of Wands. This is the hero who doesn't know the full story, right? There's the Page of Wands, so we could have a fire sign involved here, right? Leo, Aries, Sag. But I don't like the Hermit in reverse, I will say. Everything seems so controlled and monotonous, and I'm not saying unfulfilling, because it does actually look really fulfilling here. Like, it's all so fulfilling. But for some of you, there could be a Virgo involved here as well. You know, I have to say, Taurus, make sure that your control is not too fiery or too headstrong or too stubborn. Make sure that there is a self-illumination that's taking place here, because I do have to say the energy is so focused and rigid and forward and this way, and it doesn't seem that the universe is disagreeing with you on that. It looks like the universe agrees that your diligence and your hard work is paying off. But don't think that don't assume that you're better than anyone. It's really a thing I'm getting here. Make sure that the ego is not running rampant here, okay? Because this is kind of ego running rampant kind of energy for me. If I have other tarot card readers out there, I'm sure you could read it a few different ways, certainly. But here, in this case, looks to me like the boss that we're all like, Jesus, is this guy going to shut the hell up? Like, what is his problem? Like, why do I have to do this? This is unnecessary. This guy's angry all the time. Does he hate me? Like, does he hate my work? Like, make sure that you're not that person. You don't want people saying, God, I feel like I can never please Taurus. I feel like I can never keep Taurus happy. Because you are really focused on work or relationships, whatever it is that you're focused on, you're like really, really focused. Like Jessica Jones, PI focused, right? And as you should be. New cycles are beginning. There's a lot of payoff coming here, but you know, the ego, there's a message about the ego here. And I mean, guys, don't freak out. There's always a message about the ego everywhere. It's kind of the whole point of life, right? Is the mirror of the ego and what it teaches us. Certainly, I have learned that the ego has taught me many, many things lately about my very own self that must be corrected. But that's okay, right? The Hermit in reverse just means we have work that we need to do. And I'm not talking about late nights at the late hours at the office, and I'm not talking about taking an Adderall before you go to bed so that you can stay up all night and work on schoolwork or, you know, like I'm almost getting a message of like a student who's trying to keep their grades up and they're having to stay awake long, long hours. And it's just their mental health is suffering because of it. Work needs to be done. That could certainly be a situation for some of you. But really, this message for you, Taurus, is expect a miracle. Right? Expect a miracle, but drop the ego. Drop the bullshit. You know? Expect a miracle, but drop the bullshit. Really, that is the message. I don't even really feel like I need to clarify because the message is clear. We had so many of these goddess cards that came out, so that really got me in the zone. Expect a miracle, but drop the bullshit. You hear me? I love you guys so much. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Guys, thank you so much for letting me take a little hiatus. It was really necessary for me. Moratorium is very useful. It's a very useful modality in healing. Moratorium, sometimes you have to take your own time. You can't, so thank you for letting me do that. Hopefully I don't need to do that again for a while, but that was necessary. I needed to hibernate for a moment. All right, I love you. I'll see you next month for your August reads. Please take care of yourself and drop the bullshit. See you soon.